Well, hi there, friends. Rebecca here, your friendly neighborhood dragon librarian, and I'm here today with Gally to talk to you about a really awesome book that we think is super fantastic, and we hope that you will like it as well. So this book is really interesting today because it's still June. It's still Pride Month, so I'm featuring books that feature LGBTQ characters and storylines, but this book also fits into our summer reading theme as well. So it's a really cool book to read in the next month or two, to also fit within summer reading. And again, you don't have to read anything that fits into the Oceans of Possibility theme, but it is kind of fun to do that, right? Especially since it's summertime. So what is this book that I'm talking about? It's called The Drowning Summer by Lynn Herman. The Drowning Summer. It's got a very cool cover. I do love the colors here. So what is this book about? Well, this book is a little bit of a lot of different stuff. So it's got it's realistic fiction. It's also got some ghosts. So there's some spooky aspects to it too. In fact, there were a couple instances that I got very spooked out, and I was not expecting that with this book. So it's definitely got some spookiness to it as well. There's a big mystery that is covering the story, so I would definitely categorize it as a mystery as well. And it's a family story also. So, and also there is a lot of like ecology and conservation aspects to it also. So basically, it is about these two girls who were really close when they were a lot younger, Evelyn and Mina. Now, Mina's family is a group of mediums. They have always been able to communicate with ghosts, and Mina hopes that someday she will be able to do that too. So, about 6 years ago, when the girls were younger, there was a murder that rocked their seaside town. So basically, what happens is these three teenagers are found dead with sand dollars over their eyes, and the killer was never found. However, unfortunately, Evelyn's father was, during the beginning part of the investigation, accused of this crime. He was later, he was released and found innocent, but that shadow of guilt and has just kind of hovered over Evelyn ever since then. Her mom left, her dad kind of fell apart and has never been the same. So she's really struggling. So at this time, because Evelyn is desperate to prove her father's innocence, she convinces Mina for them both to summon a ghost to help them with this. So something goes terribly wrong. Mina gets sick and gets put in the hospital. She gets better, but because of this incident, her relationship with Evelyn has just now been kind of tainted and strained. So they don't talk anymore. They're not close at all, until the start of this story. And Mina is now training with her mom to become a medium, even though her mom doesn't really want her to because she thinks it's not safe, because the ghosts have been becoming kind of unstable. And what they find out, and I don't want to give too much away about what's going on in this story because it will give away too much. And part of the real joy of this book is just kind of like uncovering it slowly at your own pace. But what I will say is that part of what is going on with these ghosts, and now Evelyn, because she remembered how to summon the ghost from before, she's in a situation where she feels like she needs to summon one again for help. So she does this, and now she is being haunted. What she didn't count on, however, is still being tied to Mina. So now Mina is experiencing these hauntings as well. So they have to, even though they're not friends anymore, they have to kind of come together to work together and overcome their past and their differences to try and figure out not only why the ghost is still here, but also what happened back then with those three kids that were killed, because it is definitely related to the current circumstances and what is going on now. There's also like a pollution aspect to it. Like there is some pollution getting into the area where they live, and they think that could be contaminating the spirits that are there, which is such a really cool idea, right? Like thinking about, we think about the living and how the pollution and trash and stuff like that just destroys the living world, but we don't think about how it could affect other things as well. So that was a really cool aspect of the story that I loved. I really liked the mystery. I love mystery stories. I thought this one was really well done. I there were a couple really big twists toward the end that I did not see coming at all. I had my sight set on completely somebody else who was the actual killer. So when it was revealed who it was, I was very, very surprised. But the other aspect, obviously, that I want to talk about, because it's a book that I'm talking about for Pride Month, is the queer representation in this book. So both Evelyn and Mina are bisexual, which is amazing. I don't know that there's too many stories where both the main characters are bi. That was really cool to see. And obviously there's a little bit of romance in this book as well, because as you can imagine, as Mina and Evelyn are working together again and overcoming their past, they start to grow closer as friends, and then as maybe something more as well. So there's a really cool aspect of that romance in here as well as the bi representation, which, like I said, was fantastic. So as you can see, this book has a lot of really great elements to it. There's the mystery, there's the ecology aspect of it, there's the spookiness aspect, the haunting. Some of the moments where the ghosts come into the scene are just very, very well done and very spooky. So that's really fun as well. And then just, it's a really cool story. It's really interesting. There's a lot of different aspects to it. I enjoyed it so, so much. I went into it not really knowing too much about it, but I'm really glad I read it. And I hope you'll try it too. It's a great book to read for Pride Month, like I said, with the bi exposure, and also with the ocean and stuff like that, and the ghosts being tied to that. It's really cool for summer reading, our summer reading theme too. So, The Drowning Summer by Lynn Herman. Well, I hope that this sounds really cool and you find it just as interesting as I did. It's a really great book. I'd love to have you read it and then come in and talk to me about it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, and let me know if you think that it's something that, if you guess the ending or the shocks and twists at all, because I'm very curious to hear about that. So, check it out from Farmington Community Library. Also, please give this video a like. We really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for the support, and have a wonderful rest of the day.